Welcome to the TUE Brew Review. This week we are checking out Night Owl, a pumpkin beer from Elysian Brewing Company out of Seattle. So pumpkin beers, they're sort of like the pineapple pizza of the beer world. It's very polarizing, people's opinions on pumpkin beer, it seems. You've either got people that absolutely love it, can't get enough of it, and then you've got groups that just think it's an absolute abomination of a beer style. But either way you land, there's simply no denying that, pumpkin spice, not only in beer, but in just food products and just about everything these days. These pumpkin pie types of ingredients has found their way into these food products, but it's been in beer for decades. I remember sampling Elysian pumpkin beers back in the 90s. I think the flavor and spices of pumpkin and the pie spices have been very complementary to a lot of the ingredients found in beer. So I'm excited to try it, especially because I actually was at this brewery in downtown Seattle maybe 15 years ago. Seems like a lifetime. And they had, I want to say it was like 6 different pumpkin beers on tap at that time. And actually, this is part of a 4-pack sampler, which includes a pumpkin stout, and then there's a pumpkin ale with coffee, and then there's this imperial pumpkin ale. Imperial pumpkin ales seem to be very popular, big, rich, boozy beers with a pumpkin character. But I want to try this one. I remember trying this at the brewery, and I thought it was excellent. And I think this has won a few awards too. So I'm excited to check this guy out. So let's go ahead and get into this. I do need an opener. All right. So again, we've got a 12-ounce bottle. Not much information on the bottle. It does say that there could be sediment at the bottom of the bottle, so some of those pumpkin spices may still be in the beer. Oh, that's a beautiful pour. Semi-transparent or orangish amber brown. It's actually fairly transparent for something that may have some spices in it. So I'm kind of impressed with the clarity in it. The head dissipated pretty quickly, mainly because it's probably the spices being in it kind of destroy the head a little bit. Ooh, yeah. Big time pumpkin and baking spices in the aromatics. Wow. Also getting good sweet malt, almost like a caramelized or brown sugar sweetness in there. And then also the pumpkin. You can definitely pull the pumpkin out of there as well. Wow. Cheers. Actually, for as big as the spices are in the nose, they actually kind of fall to the background in the flavor here a little bit. Get a lot of like a caramel malt sweetness up front, and then there's that pumpkin again. Spices are there, but again, they're not as prevalent as they are in the nose. Yeah, but spices are there though. Definitely getting a nice cinnamon, not only the flavor of the cinnamon, but the heat of the cinnamon. And you can pull a little bit, there's some ginger in there, there's some clove in there, and it's got a nice little hop bite too. So let's remind you that, it's still very much a beer. I'm getting that kind of sweet heat though in the finish. Definitely got a nice, like the clove cinnamon character is I think providing some of that heat. And then of course, just the amount of the caramel malt and the residual sugars in this beer. I'm getting some of the sweetness, and it's kind of a warming finish, but not an alcohol warming finish. I think this is it's over 6%, 6.7% ABV. So it's not a huge beer, but it's moderate. But I think the heat's more coming from that cinnamon, almost like when I try to sample a bourbon. Sometimes you get that cinnamon heat from it. That's kind of what I'm pulling from this. But overall, man, just very impressed. This is strong pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie character, kind of pushed to the limit, but it's still very much a beer. You can get the malt, you can get the hop character, you definitely get the beer character out of here. So they've put both elements into this, and both the beer and the pumpkin spice elements play very well in the sandbox that is my glass. So yes, I can see why this thing won some awards. Definitely a great pumpkin beer. And there you have it, an award-winning spiced pumpkin ale from Elysian Brewing Company out of the Pacific Northwest. Check it out. Cheers.